Oh, no issues.
Yeah,
Hi,
I love your hair.
beautiful.
Happy to
How
be
are
on.
you? I know, I know. I am so excited to chat with you ladies this evening and just hoping that we can encourage some other women. I have so many people that reach out and they just really want advice. They want a tribe and they really want to feel like they have support, you know? And so that's important for other women to feel like they do have that support or, you know, just someone to reach out to
Yeah.
and to go to when they need advice. So I'm excited about it. Just waiting for the other ladies to join. We've been having my last interview, we were having some technical difficulties, so I was hoping that was not the
And
case.
technology really do sometimes, but we make it work.
I know, it's so funny because I was just telling Nurse Jean that I don't go live. I said I never go live, but I think 2023 is a year where you can just say, you know what, I'm going to do things that are different. I'm going to step out on the edge and out of my comfort level and just really like go after your goals, do things that make you feel uncomfortable, right? Because when you're uncomfortable,
Yep.
that motivates you to, you know, go to the next level.
Absolutely.
So that's important.
Like you said, on your comfort zone is where you really start to see transformation in your life and in other people's lives. So
Yes, yes, yes. So I just, you know, I think it's important for women to feel empowered. So these conversations are helpful. And so, what are some things that you want
yeah,
to talk
so for
about this
me, I'm
evening?
definitely planning on talking a little bit about my story, my journey through nursing school, my journey in life now, because, sometimes life does hit us fast and we always have unexpected things that happen in our lives. But I think the beauty of some of the struggles that we go through is also what puts us in a position to use power and fuel for motivation to reach the next goals in our lives or start new chapters in our lives. So I'm excited to touch on that. I'm excited to just motivate other people and let them know that the sky's the limit, like limitation to what you can do.
All right, so Dr. Ebony is trying to request to go live with us. Okay, did you get in?
Hi.
Okay, awesome. All right,
Dr.
Nurse
Ebony.
Jean, how we doing?
How are you? Oh, okay.
I'm looking for Nurse Jean. I said, how we doing over there? Because I'm not sure. My eyes aren't good as they used to be, so I'm trying to read the little, the small, tiny names popping up. I just noticed your request to go live, so I'm glad I noticed that. So I'm just hoping I don't miss hers. But hi, let's get this energy up. Thanking God that we're able to connect and to inspire other women. So that was the whole purpose of this live, this evening for you guys. I'm in Cali, so it's still it's still early here. Enjoying this sunny weather.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Oh no, you know what? I have something to show. In a little bit. Let me grab it actually. Okay. All right, so what time is it? We'll start getting started soon. Just wait a couple of more minutes. How's your day going so far, ladies?
Nice to meet you, Dr. Ebony.
You too. You too. Thank you.
I think social media is so powerful because it's really an opportunity for people who would have otherwise never met to actually come together and work on projects and do things like this, have a panel and a discussion to bring other people in and motivate others. So social media is a very strong, powerful tool. And it's something that I really didn't tap into, especially early in my nursing years, because I was just so busy and wanted to be more private. So I would display travels and things that were more generalized. But I think that I'm in a season in my life where I've been more transparent, because I really feel like I'm at a point where I'm being called to share my story. I have, I have a lot of, I think we all have a lot of different paths that we've been down, and different trials and tribulations. So it's important for us to be able to share some of that and inspire other women, obviously on an appropriate platform or when people feel comfortable. But I think that, social media is a platform for that. So let's get started here shortly. All right. So can you guys introduce yourself? When Dr. Jean joins us, we'll pull her in and give her an introduction as well. But if you guys could just introduce yourself, tell everyone what you guys do, a little bit about your journey in nursing so far.
Who do you want to start first? All right, let's do it.
Dr.
So I am
Ebony.
Dr. Ebony Gresham. I am an author. I am a motivational speaker. I'm also a serial entrepreneur. And I'm a mom of 10. And so I have my doctorate in nursing. I am not a nurse practitioner. Let me make that clear. But I do have my doctorate in nursing practice. And so, and also, I am the CEO and founder of Royalty Body Spa and Wellness, which is in Roswell, Georgia. And a travel nurse as well, because I just came from California for the past 8 months on a travel assignment with EMSA. So that was interesting, working at the border site. And so my journey has been one that is not for the weak. Okay, so starting off with my associate degree in nursing, and you want me to go all into it? So I'm gone. So starting off with my associate degree in nursing, I had 5 children. I was a single mother. I was on welfare. I was homeless with my kids, actually in nursing school, and I was homeless. And I ended up failing med-surg by 2 points. And because it was just so rough, of course, nursing school itself is already challenging, but I had children, small children, and I was homeless, right? So I had a lot of different things going on at one time. And so I had to, of course, get back into the program, right? And once I did that, I passed the program. And so I eventually obtained my bachelor's and my master's, and then my postmaster's in nursing education, and now my doctorate. But like I said, it was a journey. It definitely was a journey. And I've done everything from ED nursing to ICU. I worked at Grady Hospital in Atlanta for a long time. So I am like a Grady baby. When you work at Grady, if anybody knows anything about Grady, a level 1 trauma unit, that center taught me everything about nursing, honestly. And so I've done public health. I've done infection control. I have done leadership and management, director of nursing. I actually had a site that I ran, a COVID site with 200 nurses during COVID. And I was the top manager and was actually on TV for it. I got accolades on NBC Nightly News for that, because again, I left my family, like many of us did, Christmas night, to go on this journey, right, to take care of others for COVID. And so it has been very interesting. I am at this point now, I'm over the bedside, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. I am one of those, yes. And it's always something good to fall back on, but again, it's to fall back on. It is something that I've already done. I don't feel as though nurses are respected and or paid for the work that they do. And for me, being an African-American nurse and being young, I definitely don't get the respect that I should get, right? Because in many situations, I am not recognized as Dr. Gresham, when if it was my other colleague, let's just say, they would be. And I've noticed that. So that's a whole nother conversation. And it's okay, because I know who I am and whose I am, but I worked as hard, if not harder, to get to this terminal degree. And so, yeah, that's a little bit about me. But right now, I'm just pretty much focusing on my motivational speaking and my coaching business, and then, just being a nurse entrepreneur.
Wow. That's very powerful. Very powerful. Just to take a moment from such, I hate to, Nurse Jean is having some issues with joining. if you guys can give me some insight, because I do not pretend to be tech savvy, but she is trying to join, and it's saying that she's unable to. Oops, cancel that. Don't get nervous, guys, if I sent you a request. They're like, oh, she's bringing me in. I'm adventurous and spontaneous, but I wouldn't do y'all like that. But... Okay, so I sent her another. Okay.
I'm trying to get
See there?
There she goes.
All right, we got you. All right. Oh, yes. Dr. Ethany was giving us the spiel and a rundown about some of her history in nursing and some of the barriers she's faced and some things that she's acknowledged. So who wants to go next with your introduction and just telling everyone just basically a little bit about your nursing background and whatever it is you want to share in your introduction?
Hey, y'all. Hey. My name is Jean. They do call me Nurse Jean. I am the founder of Scrub Addict and several other stuff. We don't got to talk about that. But I started off as a CNA. For those that didn't know, I did started off as a CNA. I did LPN. I did the LPN to RN to BSN. Then I got my MSN in 2020. I'm thinking about the doctorate, so we'll see about that. Anyway, I started off as a float pool CNA. That's how I was able to find out my niche in nursing. And when I first started, I didn't know exactly where I wanted to work. So when I started initially, I was able to work on the floor as a CNA and go to different, like several other floors. Like I worked in the pool. So then I discovered that the ER was my thing. Because, I got a lot of energy. I don't like quiet floors. I don't like ICU. I just don't like it. That's not my type of style. So ER, I ended up getting hired in the ER since I was like a tech. So from that, even becoming an LPN, I did everything in the ER and I became a trauma nurse. So I'm fully ER only. And I ended up opening up a business in 2016 after a bad breakup, y'all. Y'all know how that goes. We just want to focus on ourselves after a breakup. That breakup has blossomed me into this woman that I am today. And I got to be grateful. I'm very grateful for my ex, by the way. Shout out to him. Shout out to him, yeah. He had to break me, y'all. He had to break. So that light came. But that was the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm grateful for that experience. And now I have a business. I have several other things that I'm working on the side that you guys will hear about it later. But that's about it. Did I answer your question? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Nice. Well, I know Jean already, but
hey, boo.
Thanks for calling again, Dr. Natasha. I'm blessed to be here and feel very honored. So talking a little bit about me, my name is Kim Darpo, also known as Nurse Kim Darpo online, and I am an ER nurse here in Atlanta. I've been an ER nurse. Crazy.
We crazy though, Kim. We crazy, girl.
Crazy, right? And it's for a little bit close to 6 years, which the time has flown by. It doesn't even feel like 6 years. And along the way, it was actually a close second between L&D when I was in nursing school, because I loved L&D and I was a new mom at the time, and I just felt like I fit right at home in that specialty as well. But I ended up doing ER, and I'm happy with our decision on that. And I think going back a little bit to my journey, I started out as actually a patient sitter in the ER. And so that's what actually piqued interest into ER. And I was like, okay, so interesting. People always moving. There's always something going on. I think I want to be a part of this type of specialty because I think I have something to offer. And I think I would still fit in pretty well here. And then I ended up being a tech after being a patient sitter for about a year, which is my last year of nursing school. And I found out then that med surg just wasn't for me. Girl. But I
found out quick.
Every single med surg nurse was impeccable, and I just can't. So I knew that I needed ER. So
I had to go out to them.
Yeah.
So right. But in nursing school, I went through a lot of different obstacles, as you would say, and I ended up failing my critical care class. I was devastated. I was going to end. It didn't. I'm here. And even before then, I nearly failed P's. Like I had a health scare while I was pregnant in my semester of nursing school. Ended up having to push my graduation date back, but ultimately still persevered, and we are here. And along with been able to work with a lot of amazing brands, and I have made, you know, I have got to use the brands that I work with as a second income, which has been a blessing as well.
Awesome.
And I in New York Times, which is still like a dream. And yeah, even been
Congratulations.
also featured in
Major.
Working Mother magazine. So I just back because someone from like me who come from where I come from, the statistics say that, you know, none of these things could happen for you, or you wouldn't have the opportunity to have these things happen but God. So
that's right.
In this room, this IG room, to talk to all you guys and be with all these amazing women who have accomplished great things and are just all right.
I can't see no comments. You can see the comments because I can't see. Okay.
I can see some comments. I'm going to do a quick introduction for myself for those that are familiar with me, but I did start off as a nursing assistant, and so in that regard, I've been in the medical field for almost 20 years. I did then go for my BSN. I went to Oakland University in Michigan. And then I also went for nurse practitioner. I went for my master's degree. I did a degree in communications at Wayne State University. And then I decided to go for the Doctor of Nursing program. I've been a professor for a university in Michigan. I taught pharmacology. I've been a nursing preceptor, which I really would just do that over and over again. It's something about being able to like uplift and help motivate women from, you know, go the program. And it's just a very stressful time. And I just try to teach people time management because that's key. So I decided I was helping a lot of different businesses behind the scenes, doing a lot of consulting and helping motivate other people and doing programs, uplifting women and being a mentor in the community, and also building programs to help feed the homeless population. So partnering up with food banks in the local area. I'm from Detroit, and so people laugh because I always have to rep Detroit, right? And so I'm in California now, but I always have to, you know, you always remember where you come from. So that's important for me. But so, yeah, those are some programs I launched and very proud of. And so I decided to go ahead and venture into entrepreneurship fully. I've helped other people launch businesses and teach classes and training. So that's something, that's my baby. A business is a baby, right? A lot of your attention. So I'm really excited to have you ladies here because you guys have really done some major significant things in your nursing path. And I know there's so many women, regardless of your profession is nursing, right? I think that it's important to have a group, a tribe, you know, a community, someone that you can talk to, someone that you could be a source of motivation. Positive women, keyword, right? Positive. That's really important. And it's right. So I really gravitate towards women who share that vision. And so sometimes you just vibe with people, right? And you reach out. And I'm that type of woman. Like if I feel like, you know, like, wow, she's powerful, she's making some major moves, I love to embrace that. And I love to acknowledge other women. And I think that's something that should be done more often. But I just want to highlight that I'm proud of all of you, really. So many young women need to see that those are some career goals that you can accomplish and achieve. And also later on, we're going to talk about some other things that women can kind of go in that direction or probably pursue that they have no clue that even exists. But we'll get to that. But starting off, I want to know, is there any advice that you give to women that are starting off, or men that are starting off in the nursing field, or people that think that they want to enter the nursing field? Do you have any type of advice, constructive criticism, anything about, you know,
I would say know for sure it's something that you want to do. I know when I went through my associate program, a lot of people got into nursing for the money. And then they were heartbroken when they found out that they were starting at $22 or $28 an hour. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
And so it's like, that is not the reason why you get into nursing. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be a passion and a calling for you, that's what you want to do. On top of the fact that it's not easy. It's not easy. It's good to have a great support system. It's good to have organization. It's good to have structure. You know, when you're going through nursing school, I had none of that. Hence why I failed med surg. I didn't have none of that. I was just like trying to fake it and make it. Okay, especially with my kids and everything like that. I didn't have the greatest support system because I had nobody. You know, where there's some people that come straight out of high school and go straight to nursing school, and they have their families and they're only 18 or 20 years old. They don't have kids. They didn't have the same barriers that I had to deal with. And so that's a whole different story. You know what I mean? But to have that support system is really important. And again, knowing why you're going into nursing, and then understanding that nursing is not just bedside. There's a whole lot more you can do in nursing, and take those skills that you've learned and those talents and the gifts that you have from in nursing and take them with you beyond the bedside.
And I'm going to piggyback off of that. I'm saying your name right. I'm saying your name right. Yes. Okay. So the thing about it is, when it comes to nursing, I always tell people, because I see a lot of new grads that literally just graduated and now they want to do NP school. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, guys. But my advice to you is get the experience. First, figure out where you want to work. Figure out if nursing is something that if it's something that you want to do, not nobody telling you to do it. And again, that's why I started off as a CNA, because I didn't know if I wanted to do it. I was scared of drawing blood. So I had to go through like that step. I said, okay, let me do the CNA. If I like it, I'll do the LPN. Like, if I like that, okay. Then I just kept on going. That's what I was doing, because I figured, okay, it wasn't that bad. I used to be, scared of drawing blood, guys, scared. So when I realized that's what I wanted to do, I ended up doing it. But my advice, if I could go back to the hands of time, if I could go and change like the way I did it, the way I would have done it was I would have started off in med surg, not ER. Because med surg, I feel like give you that foundation for nursing with different, diseases and processes and things like that. And for me, because I went straight to the ER, is a lot of things I still had to learn. You know what I mean? So all I do is pack them up, send them home, or send them upstairs. But I would say with med surg, you learn a lot of things about the different systems in the body, just a lot of things that you learn. So I would have started off in med surg, and I would say if you're starting off, if you're a brand new nurse, because as a brand new nurse, you feel like you want to do everything. You got energy for everything. Like me, I've been in the game for a while too. So, and I'm talking about from like a CNA up until now with my master's, it's like, I'm like on my way out. I'm still young, but I'm on my way out. But my thing is, I want to say this to y'all. My advice is I try to at least work the different specialties. Try to change your specialty at least every 2 years. At least you have, an experience with different specialties. And now you can market yourself and you could go anywhere in the world and work anywhere, and you could demand a certain price and they can't say nothing to you because you have ICU, med surg, tele, ER, L&D. Imagine you have all those experiences. I've been in the game for a long time. If I would at least took 2 years with every different specialty, nobody could tell me nothing. They already can't tell me nothing now as an ER nurse. But imagine if I had all of those specialties under my belt. You know what I'm saying? So I say, try out the different specialties. Try to change out. Don't stay in one specialty forever, y'all. Don't stay in like med surg for 10 years. Because again, you're going to get burnt out real fast. Real fast. Listen, I tried helping them out one time. This is what I said earlier. My hats go out to med surg nurses. I tried helping out on the floor for about a month and a half. Y'all, I almost died. This is like no lie. I almost died. There's charting system y'all got to do. That charting, I'm talking about, y'all got to chart from head to toe. ER, we do focus assessment.
Right.
Med surg, head to toe. Okay, from the shaft, listen, from the roots of your hair to the scalp to like I'm talking about the toenail on your foot. So it's like my thing is med surg.
Yes.
My hair goes. So shout out to all the med surg and tele nurses. I was just telling one of my friends the other day. I said I don't know how y'all do it, because one morning I left at 9:30 from charting, y'all. I said I would never come back. Never ever. Okay.
Never ever.
So,
ever.
I say yeah. So guys, for real, like try out the different specialties. See which one you like the most. For me, I could say ER is my thing. I can't go to ICU. I'm too loud. I like to have fun. Yeah.
And
ER,
though.
you too quiet for me. I can't do ICU. I mean, I can take care of an ICU patient because we take care of everybody patient in the ER, especially when we have holds. But I just know that those not my thing. Like that floor is not for ICU. Is not
right.
It's just not. It's too quiet. I can't. Nurse Jean walking through. I'm too loud. I like to have fun. I'm the life of the floor. I can't. So this is why ER. You know, I see eye to eye with the patient. So I say my advice: just try to figure out. Just work on different floors. Don't stick to one place. You know, fill it out while you in your clinicals. Like while you're doing clinicals, that's also a time for you to take inventory on where you want to work as well during clinicals. So that's another advice I have for y'all. Okay, that's all.
So we have a couple of questions. So let's try. I know someone asked, hello, ladies. Do you all have your own independent practices aside from
I don't have a practice.
Working in the
I have a scrub line.
Yeah, I don't have a practice.
I have a med spa.
So to answer your question, we have our own private businesses, but not necessarily a practice. I have a med spa business as well, if that answers your question. So, and we have another question. I'm just going to ask a couple of questions in between. It's a lot of people saying congratulations, and they're really happy, and you know, to hear this. So, nurse,
yeah. So these ladies,
what do you think?
They touch on a lot of good stuff, especially when it comes to pay. Let me tell y'all something. The nursing pay you get will never be enough for what you do as a nurse. It'll never be enough. I'm telling you, like you play so many roles as beyond it. Sometimes you have to be a friend, patient. You got to be a family member. You got to be a therapist. You play so many roles. I've done, you know, and as a nursing that you experience, you'll understand exactly what I mean. So you really have to know your why nursing, because on the hard days, there's been so many days where I said, forget nursing, like this is a career for me. But I understand my why, I know my purpose, and I know that nursing is the right career choice for me. And so you have to remember that. And also, I'll never let nobody tell you that you can't do something. I think that's so important, especially coming in on the floor. You may not always be paired with the best preceptor for you, and sometimes you feel like, you know, you're being talked down to, or, oh, you know, I don't feel like I can do this. But if you know the reason why you're there, don't let nobody tell you otherwise. You just keep on going, keep showing up for yourself every single day, no matter how hard it gets. And then one day you're going to look up, and then you're just going to know your stuff. You're going to be walking the floors like it's nothing, and it'll come to you. It doesn't mean there won't be hard days, because it absolutely will be. But confident, it grows over time. You're not going to be a pro on day one. It doesn't happen like that. It takes.
So that pretty much ties into my next question. What do you think are most important, like, keys to being successful in this field? Because it's not for the weak-minded. Nursing is tough. You're going to encounter, even bedside, regardless of what type of nursing you do, it's tough. And you might encounter patients that are suicidal. You might be the person that have to resuscitate someone. And then it might be someone's family member that you knew, and you have to be the bearer of bad news. So it's so many different scenarios where you are, you know, faced with that mental, overwhelming part of the job. What do you feel like are some successful keys to get through that?
Let me see. For me, I would say I mean, again, everybody, I don't know what you guys believe in, but me, I believe in God, right? So for me, I always get my mental health in order. I pray a lot. I do a lot of quiet time. I know some of y'all think, especially Kim, I know you think I'm always turning up. I don't always turn up. I'm from Miami, the city of where we turn up. Listen, but I don't turn up all the time, y'all. But I would say for me, what keeps me going, like, just because, again, I deal with different scenarios in the ER. Like, I deal with the Baker Acts. I deal with people that, you know, want to kill themselves. I deal with parents that are grieving. I deal with people that die, like right here. I mean, they coming in talking to you. Next thing you know, they did. You know, so it's like different emotions that we go through in the emergency room. So for me, first of all, I leave work at work. I don't bring it home. But before I go into work, I get this together. I sleep. I eat. I put good stuff in I'm about to be 40 years old in August. Okay? A lot of people think I'm younger. But I take care of this first. This house right here, this is the house. I take care of this house, right? I make sure my mind is together before I even go to work. Like, I won't get, and my friends will tell you, I don't get on the phone until I pray. So you want to have, for one, I say have a relationship with God. If you don't have a relationship with God, whatever else it is that you're doing on the side, again, I don't want to get into that because I believe in God. I don't know what else y'all doing out there. But for me, in my house, I believe in God over here. We believe in God only. Okay? I write my journals. I mean, and what I write in my journal is my gratitude. I start off my morning with gratitude. I write 10 things that I'm grateful for every morning. After I do that, then I pray. After that, then I eat good stuff. My breakfast is smoothies. That's why I don't gain weight, y'all. So in case I'm trying to figure it out, this ain't no Dr. Miami work. Ain't none of that going on over here. It's green juice in the morning, green smoothies, water, drinking, and love on yourself first before you could go out and love on everybody. Because I love, if you know Kim been following me for a while, we've been knowing each other for a long time. I love on everybody. Everybody know that. But I love on this first before I go love on you. I gotta love on this. I take care of this. So in order for you to go out there and do, because you're gonna deal with different things every day. But if you don't have yourself together, it's not gonna work. So I say get this mental health in order. This right here. Pray over this. Get it together before you go out and deal with the world. That's my advice.
And Dr. Ebony, what about you? Because you really, like, when you just led this discussion, it was just like, whoo, you know, like it was, I could feel what you've been through. I could feel that. So what do you feel like is necessary to have to like really get through this and encounter some of those situations and barriers and that you might encounter on this path?
I would just say, just like Nurse Jean said, for me, it was nothing but God. I am a woman of faith. I am a woman of God. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. And God was what got me through. I had no one. I just had my kids and me. God is what got me through this whole journey of nursing. And God is what gets me through this journey of life, period. You know, and so people are always like, well, Dr. Ebony, how do you do it? And all I can say is with God. That's all I can say. And it sounds cliche, but it's the truth. It is the truth. I had no mother. My mother was deceased. I had no father. He's not in my life. My children's fathers wasn't in my life. I had nursing instructors that told me, well, maybe this is not for you, you know, and that I had to have tough skin because that really made me want to show the ass, I'm going to do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do it for me, but I'm definitely about to show you. And now I look at those same people and I'm right here with you. I'm your colleague, the same one that you told that maybe this wasn't for you, that little black girl. You know what I'm saying? And so I would just say, like she said, keeping God first, having tough skin, not letting everything get up under your skin, self-care, like Nurse Jean said, not being afraid to ask questions. Don't think you're going to come out and be super nurse, because you're not. To this day, 10 years later, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I'm pretty sure some things that I can learn from you guys. I can go back to the floor and learn. I learn even when I'm a manager. I learn from my direct reports, you know. So it's like you're always learning and be that and be okay with that. Don't think you got it going on when you first come out of nursing school, or if you got 10, 20 years, just be open to learning constantly. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You know what I'm saying? And also, I would say other nurses, you know, it's like how we're doing, collaborate, network. Don't be afraid to get in those rooms. Don't be afraid to ask those questions. Don't be afraid to join groups, you know, and kind of get out and see what other nurses are doing and just have those discussions and just have that friend, that support system, you know, from other nurses. So
you guys are some really strong women. Like it's really easy to see that. Like you could easily identify that. I could feel the strength and it's very powerful. And I love that. You know, and so I think other women that maybe sometimes don't feel as strong, don't feel as powerful, what do you suggest when people are feeling overwhelmed or feeling like the weight of the world is on their shoulders? Mom guilt, right? A lot of people might have mom guilt when they're trying to conquer, you know, obstacles, trying to pursue their careers, trying to wear multiple hats. What do you think is key?
I have 2 small kids. My daughter is 7 and I have a son who turned 3 not too long ago. And so mom get ill is a real thing. I felt it more, I feel like, in nursing school, because I mean, you just are drained clinicals, driving hours away to the clinical site, going to studying.
Flashback.
PTSD.
Right.
Listen.
I don't care plans one bit, okay? And it's so hard, but I think that when you have other people who are in the program with you, who you can relate to, it helps because it lets you know, okay, I'm not alone. Somebody else gets it. And I think just being open and honest when you need a break, because it's hard to manage it all. Sure. It really is. And there's no shame in that. I think that like Jean said, you have to take care of your mental health. If you don't, you're not good to anybody. You got to pour into you have to. Self-care is important. Taking time to know that just being honest. I'm personally a mom that's honest with my kids. Like, if I have to go to work, they understand I have to go to work, but they know that when I come back, they're going to have my full attention. I'm going to take care of them. We're going to take time to go do things with just us. And so I think having that balance is important. Never let work dictate the rest of my, I think work is a part of me and, an aspect of my life, but work does not rule me. And I think that's important to remember.
That is, yes. I tell people you need to retreat to a place in your home where you can have peace. And I feel like oftentimes that you're going to have many roles, right? You're going to have many things on your plate, but that's true. You always have to find time for your mental health, your self-care.
And I'm going to piggyback on what Kim said. You want to get around a group of people that are where you want to be. So I say, go to the networking events. Like you got the Nurse Power Network brunch, right? I shout out to my girls. Yeah. They got an event coming up. Get around those powerful women. Get around the women that you get to see where you can be at possibly one day. So the thing is, what it does to you is like, how they say you write it down and make it plain, and then you want to see the vision. So if you want to be a nurse and certain things you want to see a nurse, like you see other nurses doing and you want to do it too, because a lot of people, they want to join that Me Too movement. You want to go be in the room. Go and be around the women that are doing the things that you want to do. Go to those events. Go network. Just get yourself around that type of environment, because you know what it does? It gets you there. Because I would say this. I have one of these girls that actually walked in my show. She was actually one of my mentees, and Jess, which is now a nurse practitioner. I'm so proud of her. Before she became a nurse, she connected with me, and I kept her right up in here, right up under my wig. I said, "Come on, you coming to every event? I'm to everything." So she started going to all the Nurse Power Network stuff. Every fashion show I had, Jess been walking at all my shows. She walked in every show. Okay, listen, to the point where she passed from passing her boards to now a nurse practitioner. But what she did was she got in the room. She got around those people. She did that. So you guys got to get out of your comfort zone. Don't stay in your city. Sometimes we got to get out of our city, guys. I got to tell you, because I'm telling you, a lot of people that don't even stay in Florida, okay, they helped me put they're the one that helped me put my family on the map. Because what happened was, your own people sometimes won't value you. They won't value what you got going on. They're going to have to take an out-of-towner to come, right? Come and show some value in what you got going on for them to be like, oh, okay, I'm coming. That's what happened to me.
Right. And you know what? That's important that you said that. That's the purpose for this conversation, because people sometimes are caught off guard when I tell them, let me know how I can help you on your journey. That is the most genuine thing that I can do for a person, because it's selfless. It allows me to really help you. It doesn't have to be monetary. I can also, so that for me is fulfilling. And I realize that I'm a person that likes to provide solutions. I like to help people. So for you to take in Jess,
I love her.
I follow her on Instagram. She's so cute, right? And so for you to be a part of her growth, that's so impactful. And so that's important. That's what having a tribe and a community is all about.
The next generation.
How can you help out the next person or people? Yes. How can you do that? Because for some reason, sometimes there's cliques and there's groups of women that are not open-minded and they're not welcoming and they're not, that's not their intention to help others. And so you have to find, what is your purpose? Come on now. What is God asking you to do? We all have a purpose here. So to really have some time and really reflect on that and really understand that you have a role here. And it's not to drive a nice car, and it's not to always think about a nice bag and a nice home. Those things are nice. But what's really important is following your purpose, impacting someone else. That is really, because there's been people who won't tell you that they don't have food to eat at home, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because of embarrassment, or because they've encountered others that weren't compassionate. So when you, like, in Dr. Ebony, your story, and I said I have something right.
But
I can't wait to read it.
Thank you.
I can't wait to read it.
So much.
Love it.
So yes. So I do want you to talk a bit about your book, because I think this is powerful. This is going to motivate so many women, and this is what it's about. Share your story, your truth, and sometimes that might be key to helping someone else out. You never know who's one step away from committing suicide.
That's true.
Grace gave me
right?
Well, that's true.
I want you to talk about your book.
My memoir. My book is
just a little bit of what motivated you to write.
I have such a powerful testimony, and I can't just keep it to myself. And God didn't put me on this earth or this journey to keep it to myself, right? So I have to tell the world what I've been through and how I got through it and who He is. And so that's just it. And I've had so many people that I've met along my journey of my life that says, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. And I'm just like, oh, whatever. And finally, it just hit me. And I'm like, I got to write this book. It's a tell all for everything. Nobody can ever come back and say, but you did this, you did that. You can't condemn me, because everything in my life is in my book. I told it all. And of course, God is not going to condemn me. So it's there. And it's also to be transparent to other people, because like when you were just talking about, you never know when people don't have food. I kid you not. There was a nursing student. She had 6 children. I had 6 children. I don't even remember how we got connected in nursing school, but I didn't have no food in my house, in my nursing program. And for some reason, the Holy Spirit told me to talk to her about it, and I did. And that's when I found out she had 6 kids. And when I tell y'all she brought groceries with her kids to my house when I was in my associate program, it's that real. It's that real. So like you said, it's not about the bag. It's not about the money. It's not about, even all these letters that I got. That was a personal accomplishment for me to show myself and my children that I can do this. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I am still Ebony. I can take the doctor off. I can take the RN off, and all those letters. I'm still Ebony. I'm still that girl that had to hustle and grind to get everything that I wanted and needed. Part of that was manifestation. So like Nurse Jean said, you have to make sure that you write that vision and make it clear. I remember writing my name on a piece of paper in nursing school. Now I'm supposed to be doing my nursing notes. And at the end it said Ebony Rice RN. Okay. And I had one of my students tell one of the other students, they were like, you can't write that. You're not a nurse. I said, why ain't I? Yes, I am. And I end up seeing this same guy inside of a QT gas station working at QT a couple years later. But I'm like, you ain't even finished nursing school. But I wrote that vision and I made it plain. I made it plain. So that book is a tell all. I tell all from the beginning of my childhood, dealing with childhood traumas and different things like that. What led me up to having so many children with different fathers? What led me to be homeless? These are things that you got to deal with so that you can heal and you can grow. You can't take care of anybody if you're not taking care of yourself. And that's going back to self-care and digging deep in those roots to find out what are the things in your life that you need to heal from. You know what I mean? And so that's what that book is talking about. And then it goes from the grit. That was me coming up and going through nursing school, being homeless with my kids, even being incarcerated. But I'm going to let you read the book. And then not even knowing if I was going to make it in nursing school because I had a background. Wow. But God, when you read that book, I'm telling you the things that He did and the testimonies that I have. And those same nursing instructors were there with me at that time. I was telling them it all because I had to tell them, hey, I got a felony on my background. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to clinical. But God, I'm here today to tell you, and it's expunged. It's gone. It's completely gone. It's gone. So that's just to get people to understand. I don't care what your circumstance is. like Nurse Jean said, keep God first. And that was times where I didn't have nobody. But you know why I didn't have nobody? Because God had to show me, I'm there. I got you, boo. I got you. I got you. And so I can't be Dr. Ebony without God. You know what I'm saying? I would not be here today. So what I do is each one teach one. I do the same thing. I go back, I give. I gave when I didn't have much. All I had was my car, and I was living in my car. Guess what I would do? I would pick up women off the street with their baby, because that's all I had was my car. It's raining, girl. Come get in this car. I'm going to take you where you got to go. Now, I use the sermon, of course, but sometimes it's just the Holy Spirit just said, pick them up. Take them. That's all you got. I took food stamps to pay for my nursing exam. I couldn't pay for my NCLEX like some people. I had to sell food stamps. I had to get it how I got it. But I'm here today to tell the story, and I'm here today to let everybody know, whether you're a nurse or not, whatever it is that you're trying to do, keep God first, because you're going to live to tell the testimony, and you're going to help other people survive and get through their trials and tribulations and their storms too. So I ain't going to tell you too much about the book.
Well,
thank you so much.
Get the book.
Read the book. It's on Amazon. It's on my website, but it's real. It's real. I'm straight real with it.
That's right. I love that.
I need to retreat to my quiet place so I can get through the book. Okay. Mother's Day. You think I might have a couple of minutes to myself? We'll see. But so I feel like I'm in a season of my life where, you know, financially I'm stable. I've pursued many goals. And so I feel like God is calling me to do more. And I am serious. And so I just feel like this conversation was so rewarding for so many. And you guys have such powerful stories. I am so thankful that you guys were able to join here. We are not ending right now, but I just wanted to acknowledge that, because I know going live and social media platforms and keeping up with your own roles in life and the own hats, and it's a lot. It's a tad bit much, but taking time out to encourage other women, to be supportive, to give those words of encouragement is always necessary. So with that being said, what are some things that you think was the most powerful thing to keep you encouraged? We kind of spoke a little bit about it, and we know that God is powerful, and that definitely should be a guidebook in life, right? When you feel alone, you know that you're not, right? What do you think? It could be something that you feel like it could, quotes or scriptures. What do you want to share that you felt like was a source of your strength through this journey?
I always say that life and death is in the power of the tongue, and I live by the day of my life. And so I truly make it a point to speak life into my situation. I don't like the sun will come up tomorrow. I'm going to speak life into my situation. I'm going to speak life into my home and everything that I do. And if it seems like there's no hope, there's a glimmer of hope. And as long as there's a glimmer of hope, then there's still, then, you know, I still have faith that God's going to turn my situation around. And I so many in my life that He's shown me that no matter what you go through, Kim, I'm going to be right there with you. And I have come from nothing. Like, literally, I was the first in my family to complete a college degree, career that was financially stable. And so, like, my family didn't know how to get to college. I literally, Google was my best friend. Like,
That's me, child.
There was a look, I mean, there was a point in I didn't even know that the bachelor's in nursing even existed. I was in college getting my associate's degree. And then I literally heard somebody talking about a bachelor's degree in nursing, and I heard that, you know, that'll be the way that nursing ends up going. As we know, people still do get their associate's degrees, and they're still very relevant. But I was like, I told myself, you know what? Why not just go for your bachelor's, Kim? You'll be one step ahead, and it'll lead to so many other opportunities. And so I literally made a decision to say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And so it was just things that literally I figured out, and a lot of it was just really by the grace of God. He provided me with the resources because I didn't have a lot of things to kind of pull from. You know, didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth. And I think because the struggles are what made me into the woman that I am today. Yeah. Everything that I've gone through, truly a testimony that God can do anything. And so I truly live like that because I know that there's nothing that I can't do. And there's nothing that no one else can do. There's nothing that no one can tell you that you can do big. There's no dream too big.
Ooh, that's powerful. What about you?
This is what I want to tell you guys. And guys, I apologize if we are offended anybody, guys. But you know, we serve God on this live. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just want to say that. Okay, we serve God. Okay, I just want to say that real quick. But let me say this to y'all. I want to say have faith. Write down, like I said earlier, write it down and make it plain. That ain't my quote. But write it down and make it plain and really have faith, no matter what it is that you're going through, that God is going to send somebody to help you out. He's going to send the resources. Whatever it is that you need, just understand that God is. Let me tell y'all real quick. I had my son at 17. I got kicked out at 17, right? No, I got kicked out. Yeah, I was 17 and I had him and I got kicked out. I was on my own since I was 17 years old. So I had to figure it out very, very early on in life. Figured it out. I mean, I had to do everything on my own. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but guess what? As I was going to school, I did take the food stamps. I had the WIC. Yeah. I had the low-income housing. I stayed in Section 8 housing because I had a vision. I already knew that I wasn't going to stay there too long. So as soon as I became a CNA, guys, them people kicked me out. They was like, "Nah, you got to go. You're making too much money." Girl, let me tell y'all, CNA pay over here in Florida was like $11, y'all. $11 an hour. That was too much for the Section 8. So I had to go get, so guess what? When I had to go get and I'm just telling y'all about faith real quick. When I had to go get the apartment, I said, okay, God want to start preparing me for my house. That's the mindset I had. Okay, I got to pay more. Yeah. Okay, cool. I stayed in my little apartment real quick, and that's the rent kept on getting higher and higher and higher. I kept on saying, okay, that's God preparing me for my house. And I did end up getting a house. You know what I mean? So whatever it is that I wrote down on a paper, because again, you got to write it down. I just kept on checking them off. Don't y'all know, one time when I moved into my house, I found the paper. And one of these days, I'm going to post it on my page. I found the letter, the paper that had everything that I wanted, even to my house. I said I wanted a 4-bedroom house with a lot of light because I love sun. I want the ceilings to be high. I want to have the corner lot house. Y'all, writing down things and making it plain is really, it's a real thing. Okay? So I wrote it down and I'm like, oh my God, when I look at it, I was like, I got everything I asked for on the paper. So let me write it down. So everything from the CNA to the MSN to the people that I'm meeting and that I'm rubbing elbows with, y'all, I write all those things down. And guess what, guys? By the grace of God. But God help. I don't know how it happened. I don't know. They say law of attraction. I don't believe in law of attraction. I believe in God. That's what I believe in. Because God is going to bring it to you. He's going to bring it to you guys. He's going to make a way. Just write it down. You don't need to know how, like me, I don't know how the millions going to come. But guess what? It's right around the corner. Yeah. Right around the corner. Because that's the next thing. And guys, and listen, y'all, don't listen to these people on social media that's telling y'all to quit y'all jobs. Don't listen to them. Everybody's journey is different. Okay? Everybody, I tell people all the time, I work when I want to work. I still have a job, y'all. I still do. I do have a business. But until that business start making not 1 million, but I'm talking about multiple millions with an S, that's when I'm going to walk away. Until then, I'll go to work when I want to work, okay? But number one, just have faith. Write down everything that you want and believe that God is going to answer everything on that paper. But it's have to start off with your faith. How big is your faith? That's where it starts.
Right.
Okay. Yes. That is powerful. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. You guys are some beautiful women, but on the inside as well. And that's important, right? That's important. So I just want to share Ephesians 6:10. I don't know. I tell people to use the armor of God. Okay. So regardless of childhood trauma, mental health, divorce, all of that will take a toll on you throughout life. And if you carry that baggage, it will weigh you down. So I talk about the belt of truth, the helmet of salvation, the shoes, the preparation of the gospel of peace, the sword of the spirit, and the shield of faith. So the word of God, I tell people, look that up and carry that through life with you. Be prepared for every situation because you're going to have many.
Yep.
But there's a diagnosis, right? Right? Be ready for any situation. Prepare yourself financially, mentally. Very key and very important. But I do want to get to a few questions. I don't want to start talking to you. I do want to. I do want to get to a few questions. Do you guys have any pressing questions? I see people saying this is powerful and anointed ladies. Are you guys able to see some of the comments?
I can see some.
Glory, tell your story, mighty women of God. Dr. Ebony, love your story, so powerful. Any questions that we can answer before we disconnect? Strong believer, writing it down, powerful. Show up and show out.
You gotta do. That's what.
All
you
right.
gotta do.
All right. So, ladies, again, I think that this was a powerful conversation. And what I've gotten out of that is be faithful to God. Use God, use the book, the word as your guidance throughout life. Don't quit your job because you're following a trend. Always have financial stability, a backup plan. It's okay to be an entrepreneur and pursue your goals, but have a strong foundation and keep that foundation. Okay, and
where can we
find
the book?
So you can find The Grit, the Grind, and the Glory on Amazon and also on my website, which is www.drebony.com. That is DREBONEE.com.
Okay.
Okay. And what do you ladies have anything you want to share, and how can they contact you guys and keep connected for motivation?
Because again, like you said earlier, it kind of resonated with me. You said that God was calling you higher. That's just for me. I know a lot of people want me to mentor. A lot of people, I do a lot of classes on the side, you know what I mean? But me giving back to the community, that's something that I'm also going to start doing as far as doing mentorship. It's just that, you know, as a mentor, you have to have time. Because again, these people are, you're pouring into them. So it's not something that you take lightly. I don't take stuff like that lightly. So I know I didn't have time to do it. It's like I've never done it, but I will be releasing a mentorship group very soon. It's gonna be free. It's not gonna be, you don't have to pay for it. However, you know, I'm just very careful with the time because, you know, when people hear free, they want to know. You know, you gotta be real careful with that. But y'all just stay around for that. And I do have a class coming up though. I do have a class coming up June. You go on my bio.
What is this class? Is it a mentorship?
So I help you start from scratch. So I had 2 students on the runway actually at my fashion show this year, and I was so proud of them. They was able to showcase their stuff line. That's something that once you finish my class, if you're done in time, you're able to showcase your stuff on my runway. So definitely, guys, I'm here. You guys can jump in the DM. I really don't like to read the DM all the time, but I'm getting better. What'd you say? What'd you say?
I said she don't.
I don't. But you know, most of the time, sometimes I'm glad.
What about you,
guys? Y'all gotta understand. The scammers getting real clever now. The scammers getting clever. They in the DMs. They calling you off of Instagram. I don't know if y'all got those calls. They want money. And
that's true.
You gotta be careful now these days. You have to be careful.
Yeah.
So you can always DM. I'll answer your question.
Yeah. So I do amazing things that I can't quite speak on right now because they're all still in the works, but they will be announced soon.
I love it.
Definitely I'm going to be working on in the near future. Y'all heard it because I haven't even publicly announced this yet, but I plan on actually writing a book soon as well.
Whoop, whoop.
So
Ebony, you motivate me to finish mine because I have one.
That's what we do. That's what we do for each other.
And that's necessary.
It's there, but I gotta finish.
It's glorious. It's too powerful.
Yes, share your story. That's what I'm learning on this journey. I've been keeping everything tight and close and held in, and it can inspire others. So I'm learning how to be able to share some of those life experiences. I think at this point in my life, I can say I'm more of a seasoned nurse, a seasoned mother, you know, all those things. So I was the oldest, so I always wish I had like an older, you know, sister, someone I could go to and talk to. So I know that desire, and I know that there's a need. So I really, again, I thank you guys. We did an hour. So I hope you guys really, everyone that joined in, I appreciate you. We appreciate you. And just keep your head up. I'm here, Dr. Natasha _. So if you have any questions about anything, you can reach out. We all work and we all run businesses, but I try to follow up on some of those responses and messages, okay? So peace out and God bless. Bye, guys.